Hello everybody, this is Cholera. This is set 6 of STX Seoul versus Woonjin Star. So far, a very exciting game. I'm here with Rise and Diggity, and we're going to watch Free versus July. July Zerg is best against Protoss overall in lifetime stats, although last game you saw he is quite good against Terran also. But Free, on the other hand, has been tearing it up in the Winners League. I haven't seen, I don't know whether this is including these stats or not. I don't think they are, but according to Team Liquid stats on the Winners League, he is 4-1 so far and in the Winners League this season. That's pretty damn impressive. By far the best player on his team. Actually, Zero was only 8-9, so while he's played a lot more than Free, for some reason, he hasn't done as well statistically. July Zerg, though, I mean, the best ZVP player around statistically, so what can I say? I'm expecting this to be a good game.
Actually, I think, isn't it Chadong the best statistically CVP? Whatever,
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
July edges
is
him
really
a little bit.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, July is really good ZVP. Free is really good. Recently, ZVP, that used to be his weak matchup, I think. It was always, I remember that era where he could not beat Savior for whatever reason. Then he took a game against Savior and that was it. He's got incredible micromanagement. I think he's the best micromanagement player against Terran, at least. It seems like a Terran player, Free will just be like, okay, I'm going 3 Nexus first, go ahead and beat me. And it seems like he can pull probes against Marines and somehow pull out victories. It's just been like that all over the place recently with Free. Playing very, very risky, really on the ball, and letting his micro bail him out, and it has. It's been so solid. Let's see if it's at that same level against a Zerg player of July's caliber. Just because both these guys, micro fiends, I gotta say, they're really known for being good macro players as well, but I think where they're really stellar is in the micromanagement. I'm looking forward to an extremely exciting matchup. Looks like we have Free starting that upper right hand corner about the 2 o'clock position, as the purple Protoss bottom left hand corner at about the, what is that, the lower 9 o'clock? I like calling it that instead of 8. We have July Zerg, I think he was red.
Yeah, I think that actually Free's actually best against Zerg these days. So, I mean, that's definitely a good thing going against a player like July Zerg. I don't know about you guys, but is your YouTube going wacky, or is that just me? Hold on a second.
Yeah, there's a recording error on this.
A little bit.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
that's all right.
Just wanted to make sure. Anyway, let's get back to the game. So this map is actually slightly favored, about 60% for Zerg to win against Protoss. This is Chupung Ryeong, so we are probably going to see dominance by July Zerg. No, I don't know, actually. I'm kind of making that up. But the reason that this map is a little bit favored towards Zerg is because, again, it's one of those maps where the natural expansion is open on multiple sides, and that's going to be difficult for a Bisu build, a Forge Fast Expand. Not really going to be a Bisu build necessarily, but a Forge Fast Expand to it just makes it very difficult to sustain it, because the Zerg is going to be able to get units around the other side. It is going to be able to put a lurker behind that little space in the minerals, and it can use an Overlord or something to spot that and come up with, you know, some sort of probe kill count that you wouldn't otherwise be able to come up with. But this map does allow that to happen. And Free placing down his forge, so he's going to definitely play a little safe, see what's going on. And that girl is being ridiculous, completely twirling her hair instead of watching StarCraft. Why did you go see that show if you're just going to look at yourself in the mirror all day? Man, that's so wrong. If only I could go to that show, I wouldn't be twirling my hair. I would be, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd be in Korea, so it'd be kind of weird.
Screaming.
You know what I'd be? I'd be the white guy in the crowd that they put the camera on, and I'd, I'd actually show my face,
awesome.
unlike every single Korean in the crowd, and I'd be a complete American about it too. It'd be great. Anyway, it looks like Free is going to start scouting out what's going on in July's base. He is going to see the exact build that July's doing. I think July went for a 12 hatch. I wasn't completely looking, and it looks like Free, yeah, he must have been, because Free just put down his Nexus at this point, and he's going to be able to get a couple of cannons up before any Zerglings can make his way over to him. So he's going to be in pretty good shape, assuming that July can't get up the ramp or do some harassment with those early lings that he's bound to send his way.
Yep, and looks like July Zerg is going to be double expanding, very standard on this map. And it's partially really good for Zerg because of that, because it's pretty, if the Zerg can hold the bottom 2 expansions, it's a pretty darn good map for Zerg. I think the Protoss are strongest in the mid game on this map. If they can get a good Zealot rush, Speed Lot rush, or maybe some Corsair DT play, quote unquote the Bisu build play, they can do tremendous amounts of damage to the bottom right, especially the corner expansions. But the Zerg player, once they get their tier 2 tech up, once they get some lurkers and some speed overlords, they're in command, because they can pick up that third expansion also at the sort of higher position here. It's kind of covered by the mini-map, but basically they get 4 gas pretty easily with only 1 general front, and the Zerg just definitely benefit from that even more than the Protoss do. So it looks like we are going to see that 3-hatch opening here. Haven't seen the gas go down yet though, so if the gas doesn't go down for a little bit longer, that might mean we're going to see a 4-hatch build, and a 4-hatch build means usually a 4-hatch Hydra build, which is definitely exciting to watch. 4-hatch Hydralisk rush, and it does look like there's no gas. Well, no, never mind. Gas goes up. It's a little bit late though, so it makes me suspicious. And there is the 4th hatchery, so I gotta think the rush is coming, the 4-hatch Hydra rush, and I think Free knows this is coming. Free has gotten the probe in. He's seen the late gas, and now he's gonna see. I don't know if he's seen that 4th hatch, because this build, almost always means 4-hatch Hydras, and it's something that's not too difficult to hold back. If you see it coming, you just put up a lot of cannons and wait until your next level tech arrives, either High Templar or Reavers. But this is gonna be an exciting, fast game no matter what.
I think the problem though is this map is so difficult for Protoss to take their third on, and especially when Zerg takes that bottom right hand expansion. Even if you move your army down there, you got to be careful not to get it pinned in, have it trapped down there and get it wiped out, because then you lose all mobility. You can't defend your additional bases out in the field. Going 4-hatch Hydra, I like it, because you force your opponent to shell up, and when you're shelling up on 2 bases, that's it's not mobility. You're not going to have your forces. You're going to have difficulty taking your third. Looks like a couple Zerglings in that bottom right hand corner, just in case that Zealot was headed that direction, which it looks like it is, and it's going to get taken out. Free doing a fantastic job of keeping his scout alive though. He's seeing everything. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be able to do anything about it, but that probe scout's been around there for a while. That Zealot be able to sneak around those Zerglings, kind of caught sleeping on the job. Freaking Zerglings, man, lazy. They run around so much and they think they're so fast, but then and he might get a kill with that probe scout, doing whatever he can to hurt July Zerg's economy. And gets the drone kill. Hero probe scout right there, using the distraction. Looks like a probe finally killed, but using the distraction of that bottom right hand to attack to get a kill otherwise. But now Free's got to be a little bit worried. He does have to shell up. He has to get those cannons down. And what can he do to try to get it some sort of mobile force to take an additional expansion and not get completely pinned in by July Zerg's large infantry into the mid game? Because July Zerg, he's already got 3 bases. He's going to have a lot of Hydralisks out in the field. That's going to pin Free to his 2 bases, and then July Zerg will have complete map control and be able to do whatever he wants. Looks like he's getting a Spire down as well, so a little bit tricky. Might be switching it up to Mulisks as well. I don't think he really needs to, but might be showing that to try to force Free's hands.
Yeah.
And 3 gateways going in the background. Yeah, I don't think he built a den yet. There's the den going down now. Oh, no, he hasn't even built a den. Yeah, so he's not going den at all. He's going 4-hatch Muta. Interesting. And it looks like Free not falling for it. He's not putting any additional cannons. He's going 4 additional gateways, expecting large infantry to try to, he's putting down all sorts of gateways in the backfield, going large infantry rather than tech to try to maintain a troop advantage. I think he was expecting Hydralisk as well. Interesting. So, although he hasn't put down the cannons, so maybe he was hoping to spot him mid-game. This is really odd play, I have to say, altogether. And we'll see if it plays off for July Zerg or not.
I think he is going to definitely catch him off guard. I mean, I think he's caught all of us off guard. I think that the Hydralisk analysis was pretty good. I thought that's what he was going to do, but of course, Zerg are pretty good at adapting to a different build at any time. So but I mean, of course, the probe you were about to say, the probe was in there the whole time, so he didn't want to just go that same build with Free being able to see it. And he does have 3 gas. Oh no, he doesn't have that 3rd gas down. I was going to say he could go a ridiculous amount of mutas if he gets that 3rd gas. And it looks like we're going to see a couple of cannons going down in the natural expansion, and probably the main base of Free as well, which is typically standard to do against Zerg, especially when you haven't seen really anything what they're seen what they're going yet. But it looks like he's going to move out with these speed zealots now that the speed is complete. And look at this, the mutas popping out perfectly in time to take out all of these units as soon as they get to his base. And man, Free is going to be in a lot of trouble, and I think he's going to know it as soon as he sees this. Those mutas may or may not stay back to defend. He may just wait for reinforcing mutas to take care of it. He's got plenty of Sunkens there to put up a really good defense, but a nice surround going on from those Zealots. Those Zealots going to do a lot of damage. In July, not using his Lings, he is just concentrating on this, focusing on his attack and blocking his ramp so that these Zealots can't get up. And no, now he is going to send the Lings in as well. Those Mutazo are just going to tear up Free's base. Free does not have anything to defend against this. Those two Sunkens are not going to hold up, though, either. So Free's actually going to do a pretty good amount of damage. And, oh, Templar coming out, getting picked off. Girl clapping for it because it's amazing. One Templar still at the expansion. So, I mean, Free just in a ton of trouble here. But that other Templar, he had to a spot that he's definitely going to pick that off. Yes, he does pick it off. No, but he doesn't. Yes, but he does. And Cannons is still trying to go down. But Free, in the meantime, is in the main base of July. He's taking out all of July's units at the same time. They're continuing to have a little bit of an elimination race here at this point, and it looks like July is probably going to come out on top of this, frankly, just because he's got 3 bases versus 2. A girl crying because she can't tell what's going on. This is getting ridiculous. We see July in the main base just taking out all the probes. More girls praying for I don't know which player, because I can't even tell who's doing more damage at this point. Free looking very emotional there with his mouth open. July also looking very emotional, and we do not know what is going to happen at this point. A lot of probes and a lot of drones being taken down at the same time, but I can only imagine that at this point that July Zerg is firmly in the lead, because if he needs to at any point, he can pull back those mutants to defend, and Free now finally showing some actual emotion, and I think that July has taken this game.
Yeah,
I gotta
definitely.
say, what a brilliant series of fake outs by Free here. I mean, by July here against Free. Free, you know, just duped into thinking Hydralisks, and so was I. I mean, 4 hatcheries almost always means Hydralisks, and he also put down the den when, when Free was looking at his base, when he still had a scout there, and he canceled it, and he went directly to, to Mutalisks, and Free's going to have to GG here. He's lost everything. July, you know, being an absolutely brilliant tactician, just being a strategist, you know, the god of war. He really isn't just the god of battle. He's a god of war. War is not just about micro. You know, every Zerg has micro nowadays, but he actually has strategy, and GG coming from Free. Well-deserved victory from July Zerg, the god of war, really the god of strategy in this game, and Free with his all-in speedlot rush. I mean, it would have been fine against Hydralisk. It was a standard 5 gateway +1 speedlot rush, and would have been great against mass Hydras, except that's exactly what July didn't go for, and he knew speedlots were coming. He had those Sunkens ready because he knew there would be that all-in flood of Zealots, and that he would be using his Mutas to attack instead of defend, which I think also was the right decision. So July taking this game, absolutely epic game though.
It was interesting to see Free and his strategy. He was thinking, okay, what I'm going to do is instead of putting down the cannons, I'm going to put down those extra gateways and try to catch July Zerg off balance. I'm going to go with that speed attack and send the Zealots early and try to catch them just as they're exiting the base, so they're pinned back and don't have any room to maneuver, and then I'll just be able to run them over with my mass amount of Zealots. And then there were the Mutalisks, and he was completely caught off guard. The Templar weren't even out to morph into Archons at that stage. For a second, I thought that Free was just buying his time. And he was like, okay, I know this is coming, and I'm just going to start producing Templar, because I saw that Templar archive, and he's like, I'm going to get some Archons out in the field, and I'm going to get some cannons down, and then when I have the Archons and the cannons, I'm going to go take an expansion. And it shouldn't be too hard with a couple Archons, a couple cannons to go to defend an additional base, even though I'll have to worry about maneuverability a bit too much. But as soon as I saw those Zealots come out, I was like, oh man, GG, poor Free. Losing that game just in a really frustrating manner as well. You can't micro a way out of a complete unit domination match like that. He didn't even have a Stargate through the entirety of that game. He never put a Stargate down as far as I could tell. So big weakness. July Zerg capitalizing on that. Definitely huge capitalization, and really playing the map against Free's brain there. Free was like, okay, maybe if I skip Stargate, I'll be able to go do something to take an additional base. You can see still shaking his head, a little bit shaken up by that. His brain hurts. could not come up with it. Great play by STX.
GG.
GG's.